Hello and welcome to MADpodcast number 3. We're happy to be talking to Mr. Shreff's class today. We're in Thunder Bay, Ontario. It's minus 32 with the wind here, and going all the way down to Florida, Orlando, and just talking and podcasting with Mr. Shreffler's class. So welcome, guys.
Everybody say hi. Hi.
Hello.
I felt culty. You guys were really just a little too low on that.
Okay, so I think we're just going to start with,
Of course,
you know what, we're going to go right into podcasting. The kids, I know your class just started podcasting, and we're going to go into podcasting, and we might have hopefully a few leading questions for you that will lead simply just to a discussion. So anyone like to ask the first leading question?
Why do you want to podcast?
Did you get that? The question from Robbie was, why do you want to podcast? And we're going to mute our mic.
Okay, so why do you want a podcast? Who wants it? We're literally now all of a sudden we forgot how to talk. Bobby, okay.
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
We want a podcast because it's an interesting way to get our brains flowing in the classroom, and we have a lot of riveting conversations. I feel like it's just a really nice way to get everyone involved in like the school, classroom, where normally people would just be kind of bored doing whatever.
Okay. Anybody else want to have a different answer they want to take on? We got like half hand raised. Okay. Gavin, do you have something? No?
Sure. I think podcasting is great because so far we've had some really higher level debates and such, and I think it helps give us some skills that are more useful than anything that you pick up in the classroom. So.
Okay. Perry?
So you would determine waffles versus pancakes as higher level critical thinking. And yeah.
To be fair, yes, while we have conversations about absolutely ridiculous things, we have higher level conversations about ridiculous things.
I mean, that's why it's crucial thought-provoking questions with something serious mixed in.
Yeah. So, okay. Does that answer your guys' question? Kind of.
Okay, great. We appreciate that. And I like the fun stuff mixed in with the serious. I think that's what life is all about too. So that was a leading question, and we got a lot of information from you guys. So thank you. Chase has a follow-up question, and what we're talking about is coming up with good leading questions that then allows just for more of a follow-up in a conversation.
Okay. If you could podcast with anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. If you could podcast with anyone, who would it be? Perry?
Is that current, or can it be like somebody from the past?
Current.
Chase says he's adamant about current, actually. Are you adamant about current? Do you really need current, or could it be someone from the past too? It doesn't really matter.
Okay, volunteer.
So,
Perry?
if I could podcast with anybody in the world, I think I'd definitely be like Elon Musk because, I mean, he's just an all-around great guy, and I think he's still a child on the inside, and you see that all the time with what he's doing and just being an innovator. And I want to become an innovator in the world, so I kind of think we'd be on the same page. And I'm still a child, so I'd kind of enjoy talking to him about crazy things that he likes to do.
Okay. Anybody else have a suggestion?
That person was? Sorry.
That was Perry. He was saying he wanted to talk to Elon Musk would be his choice.
Okay, thanks, Perry. Anybody else?
No one else wants to talk to anybody. All right, Ryan.
I would probably podcast with former President Barack Obama. He seems like a really cool person, very high intellect, and I've seen a lot of interviews, and he seems to be very well spoken. I feel like it'd be a great time.
Okay. Do it, Bobby. Go ahead. Sorry, back to you guys. Go ahead.
If I would like to talk to anyone in the world, I'd want to talk to a few podcasts with anyone in the world. I want to talk to a few nations leaders. Justin Trudeau would be cool. Trump would be cool. Vladimir Putin. Just a few world leaders and stuff like that, just to see their perspective. Like even something like Kim Jong Un would be kind of cool. Like, I mean, assuming he would speak English to me, like just knowing their point of view on like trying to understand how they feel about the world, because like we look at them like they're crazy, but maybe they're not. You know what I mean?
Looking for changing perspectives on Bobby's theoretical podcast.
Oh, I like it. And causing us, I mean, we're 11 and 12, right? I mean, obviously I'm older, a little bit. You're pushing our thinking too, and mine. Avonlea had a light bulb after she heard the last response, and then we're going to probably go to Raven. So Avonlea.
So my question is, when did you start podcasting?
Colton.
We actually just started podcasting only a month ago. And then after the first episode, I took over editing, and it's crazy. Too many episodes.
For me, I've been podcasting for my show for about a year not with the kids, but for my own personal show, I've been doing for about a year now.
I'll tell you that he's famously popular.
That
too.
might be an exaggeration.
Okay, let's.
Maybe in Canada. I don't know about everywhere else though.
Well, at least here in Canada.
My kids like to joke about me being popular in Canada because of all the work I do with voice ed.
Okay, we're gonna go to Raven. Raven has a question.
Why did you start podcasting?
Ocean's asking, why did you start podcasting?
Who wants it? Charlie, you're up.
Well, we started podcasting because we needed assignments for grading, and Mr. Shreffler hates grades. So he really wanted us to think more on topics and ideas. So he sat us down and had he was like, what do you guys want to do that I could grade you on? Essentially is what he said. And then from there, I think, was it fourth period or something, took it away and kind of just made a podcast. And now all of Mr. Shreffler's periods do it. So it's kind of just for grades because we have to.
But I think I was going to say, that makes it sound bad. That makes it,
No,
I get your point, but
it's turned into something a little bit more than that. But it's essentially, it stemmed from starting grades, but it's turned into something more.
Ryan?
We always have weird conversations in the class anyway, and so we thought might as well record it and make something out of it, format it properly, and put it out there for everyone else to hear.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask, do you normally just podcast with one another within the class in the school, or do you podcast with other classes? And
so far, we've only done
people as
internal,
well?
sort of our classes having discussions in person. But we are potentially looking at the idea. Well, I mean, obviously we're talking to you guys, but we are looking at the idea of doing more as well going forward.
Okay, so this is kind of a first for both of us. I didn't get all of that, Mr. Shreffler, but hopefully it'll pick it up on the post-record. Okay, we're going to go into topic number 2, and we've got about 10 more minutes left, but the theme, actually, we kind of have a theme in our podcast. Actually, the theme really of our classroom is, and if you were to see our classroom, there's a big mural that says Wildcats are difference makers. And so our podcast is about, we kind of have a theme with, we call it the MADcast, or the Make a Difference podcast. So I'll have somebody just ask the leading question.
Who's your favorite person that we podcast with, and why?
Okay, so Ocean's still on
Raven.
Raven and Ocean. I always get mixed up. I don't know why. I'm still working on it. And it's February. So Raven is still wondering about, did you have a favorite person that you podcasted with, and why?
Anybody? Go ahead, Charlie.
I would have to say Mr. Shreffler.
Oh, whatever. Suck up.
No, well, okay, first off, Mr. Shreffler keeps our topics on, ideas, but it would also have to be Perry, because he at least made my topic a little bit lighter, because he makes situations fun, and I think fourth period as well, most of everyone in fourth period, those are, really fun podcasts to listen to. I mean, I wasn't a part of those ones, but I know that listening to them, it kind of is there's something fun about this, It's light. It's easy.
Alex?
I'd say Bobby and Jaron. Jaron's not here right now, but basically that entire first episode was pretty much solidified that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So they mostly just like podcasting with each other, it seems like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that. And there's, what I like about a podcast is that you really have to focus on the person's voice. We're not really worried about what we look like and what we're wearing. It's more about what we're saying, and I think that's pretty powerful. So Maria's going to lead into our last topic. Maria?
Who are their difference makers?
Ryan, you're going to get us kicked off here.
All right. My difference maker in my life is my brother. He's the strongest person I know. He's awesome. He's always there to talk to. That influences my decisions. He's a great role model, and I look up to him.
Gavin?
I'd say it's been my father. My father has taught me a lot of things about life, not only as like a businessman and a lot about like jobs and how they work and stuff, but he's also just taught me a lot about like going through life and making decisions and things. It's helped me a lot. So
cool. Bobby?
I'd say my older sister is, because she kind of is like my second mom. My mom's not around, so she keeps me in line a lot. And she really, like, through my life, led me through like tough times when my parents couldn't, and it really showed me like how much I needed her in my life.
Alex?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's been people who have had more of a difference, but I have a very bad long-term memory. But as of recently, it's actually Mr. Shreffler.
I knew Alex was going to suck up like that. Like, just
I wasn't trying to. Like, that's my legitimate answer. Like,
Bobby, you want to change your answer?
No, I want to make a side note. I want to say that Mr. Shreffler has been the greatest influence on my entire life, and he's really through high school. He's really been the best teacher and the best role model. I bet we've actually gone on multiple hangouts outside of school.
Not true. Let's be clear.
You can't admit it on the internet, but we hang out all the time.
This is my life. This is happening. No, so to be clear, that did not happen. We're not making this podcast about sucking up to Mr. Shreffler. We get it. I'm here. Yes, and I know Alex was not. I just moving on. Charlie.
I would have to say it would be my aunt. She had always been there for me when my parents, in like situations where my parents weren't there for me, and like in the harder times of my life, and she kind of shaped my opinions and my ideas about myself and kind of helped form who I am and what I believe in.
Cool. I think that's everybody. We got a table. Perry had to go out and actually do our job. My students are primarily student tech support, and he had to go help somebody with a laptop issue.
And Colton.
So we lost two, but
yeah, see, they're making a difference. They're using their skills and helping other people. But I think I'll ask the question, because we're looking at the conversation, and then questions that you can ask as a follow up. So we're still learning this, but my question then would be for the people who shared their difference makers, and maybe even somebody who hasn't. Can you identify a quality that you have because of a difference maker in your life?
So think about a quality you've gained from your difference maker.
First?
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
I'd probably say compassion. My brother is like, he's always there for me, even if we're like fighting. Like, if it's a real matter, he's there for me, and it just shows that I need to care for other people as well.
Cool. Anyone else? Charlie?
I would have to say empathy, because my aunt is super, she's really caring about things, but not just about certain things. She has a lot of empathy for everything. And I think that kind of rubbed off on me when I was growing up, and I saw that, and I always wanted to become that. So empathy is a huge thing that she kind of built on me.
Cool. Bobby?
I'd say self-confidence, because when I was like feeling down, like my sister really helped me realize that like I'm like actually like a good person and I should value myself more.
Wow. Gavin, Alex, you guys got anything?
What?
A trait you've picked up from your difference maker? Or
What trait are you?
Gavin?
Probably just, I think my father's really imparted on me like good rational decision making and work ethic that I think's really helped me a lot and will help me a lot in the future.
I'd say confidence.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. We just have an announcement coming on right now, probably being told that we're going to stay indoors for recess. too cold outside. So thank you all for having this podcast with us, and we're going to lead out with the what do we call it? The outro. Okay, go guys. On Alley.
2, 1, go. Banana.